Good afternoon and welcome to Pinewood Elementary School. I am Kimberly Reese, the principal here at Pinewood, and it is a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon to celebrate the grand opening of our outdoor classroom. This day has been in the works for some time, and we are very excited to see this project to become a reality for our school. Now, we have this wonderful outdoor space, and we are proud of the vision, hard work, and many efforts that it has taken to transform this area into a place where teaching and learning and discovery and creativity can happen. We know our students and teacher will love our new outdoor classroom, and they have already been asking, when can we learn outside? We are so delighted to say that as of today, our outdoor classroom is open. We are going to share much more with you during today's program, but at this time, I would like to introduce students Kinley Adams, Cam Sherbert, Topper McLean, Delilah Romero, Kinsley Barnes, Wyatt Carter, Ava Reese. They are members of our student ambassadors, and they are going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join our students in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, students, for being here this afternoon and doing an excellent job with our pledge. At this time, we are pleased to have with us our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. W. Jeffrey Booker, who will share remarks on behalf of Gaston County Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. Good afternoon to everyone. It is great to see all of the members of the Norwood family here, as well as the church, and to see the vision come together for today. But before we get started with this, I want to ask the students to come back up, please. So what we're doing is we like to recognize when people serve at one of our events. Pledge, we recognize them by giving them a copy of the American flag that they can pin on their book bag or something. So thank you all for doing this with us today. So why are we here today? No rhetorical?
we're going to be working we're going to be working here, like teaching for like 45 minutes.
That's a great answer. It'll be a place for specials to go on. It'll be a place for classroom instruction to go on, because this was a vision that people had to bring something to Pinewood. But when we talk about Pinewood, what's something that we know special about Pinewood Elementary? Yes, sir. You're going to lead the show.
It has a lot of kindness.
It is a kind place. It nurtures children. That is a great thing to say. But it's also recognized statewide as an A-plus school. And for those who don't know what an A-plus school is, that's a designation that the state of North Carolina gives to schools that are focused on integrating arts into the curriculum as part of the school. Some would say it's added, but I would say it's integrated and so much more of the general curriculum enhancement. Because we know that students who have an opportunity to have art infusion into their classroom perform better, not only in the classroom, but in society. There have been studies done that talk about positive social outcomes, civic responsibility, all the things that are learned. And our arts programs in Gaston County are strong because of schools like this. We actually have 3 schools in Gaston County that have this program, and we're excited to be here at Pinewood to recognize. But of the 3 schools, this is the only one that will have an outdoor classroom space to supplement that art program. When you think about being outdoors, don't you automatically start getting energy by being outdoors? The sun starts to fill you, and then you feel that sense of creativity, and things just stimulate you, and that's what this will be, a perfect place for art-inspired lessons and activities for students to enjoy. Now, we're here today because of a lot of planning and a lot of effort. And that's what happens when you want to honor someone special. People are willing to do the extra. And we are fortunate that the Norwood family wanted to honor Miss Patsy Norwood. She served here for over 20 years in this school and in this community. And I didn't have the pleasure of knowing her, but I understand that she liked to be outdoors and that family and friends thought about when they were going to honor her, let's establish something outdoors, and this classroom became the perfect idea. We thank the Good Lutheran Shepherd Church, and we thank Bank of America for their support, and the others who came and worked with the Norwood family to recognize Ms. Norwood's life. So on behalf of Gaston County Schools and our Board of Education, I want to thank you for doing this today. Each person has contributed something to this, and it will now be up to our educators to use this space to honor what you have done for us today. Because learning is important. As Benjamin Franklin shared, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, but involve me and I learn. This new classroom will be a space for involvement. It will be a space where students can engage and have their own pathway to success. There is no better gift to remember someone who was a classic educator than to give a gift to a child. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. Ms. Reese, I'll invite you back up.
Thank you, Dr. Booker, for your remarks and for being with us today. We appreciate you taking the time to celebrate this very special occasion. Dr. Booker did share some information about our outdoor classroom, and now I would like to ask Mr. Mark Jesson to come forward so he can share more about this project. However, before Mr. Jesson shares, I would like to acknowledge the leadership of Tyler West, the former principal of Pinewood Elementary and my predecessor. Mrs. West is now the principal of Mount Holly Middle School, but I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for all the efforts to work with the family and to get our outdoor classroom project started. Ms. West, if you'll just come forward and share with us.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. It's really exciting to be here today to see this project come to fruition. When Mr. Norwood reached out to me and said he wanted to honor Miss Norwood with a project, a very generous sum of money was given to us to have like a wildest dream type of brainstorming. And so when we came up with the outdoor classroom, the donations just got more and more generous because we realized what a great opportunity this was for our teachers, for our students, and to honor Miss Norwood's memory. So it's great to see all the kids here. We have such creative teachers and creative students here at Pinewood, and this is a great environment to let that really shine.
Okay, Mr. Jesson?
Oh boy. Good afternoon. My name is Mark Jesson. I don't have a direct connection to Pinewood. I did grow up in Mount Holly, and Mount Holly's still home, but I went to Ida Rankin, so no, don't throw rocks at me or anything. But I have several connections to this, and the Norwood family asked me to kind of speak a little bit of how this idea was born and how the seed was planted. Let me first preface, the Norwood family is family to me. Patsy and my mom were first cousins. They grew up together in Mount Holly along with their other cousin Ann, who are both here today, and they were inseparable. And as Principal Reese stated, or the superintendent stated, Patsy taught here for 20 plus years. So there's another connection. I'm also a member of Good Shepherd Lutheran Church in Mount Holly, and date back about 2.5 or 3 years ago, the church decided that we wanted to kind of take Pinewood under our arms a little bit. Pinewood's a little bit off the beaten path of Mount Holly, and we felt like the school could use some love and help. So we did a few different things, and date back to January 2020, Pinewood celebrated their 50th anniversary here on a Sunday afternoon, and they asked us to come and volunteer and help with logistics, and we had about 15 or 20 people that came. Patsy was still with us at the time, And I came and helped volunteer. And one of the things that we did is we went in and they had some historical books out, some of the yearbooks and stuff. And I flipped through them and saw a picture of Patsy and brought a smile to my face. And I took a picture of it and I texted it to Jane and Nancy, and because I thought they would like to see that. And then the wheels started turning. The family connection, the church connection. I do have a love for children and education. I grew up a child of a 35-year veteran teacher. And that's when I reached out to Principal West, and we started brainstorming a few ideas. And ironically, the day after we met, Patsy passed away and went to be with the Lord. That's probably a God moment, maybe. But if you recall, that was right about the time that a thing called COVID came and hit. So a lot of the ideas that we had batted around just weren't going to logistically probably work with the kids and the teachers not being in their normal environment. So I reached back out to the Norwoods and said, do you still want to do something? And one day I got a text from Nancy, Patsy's oldest daughter, and it was a picture of an outdoor classroom. And I thought, that's absolutely perfect. It was better than any idea I'd already dreamed of. And that's sort of how, I guess, the ball started rolling. And honestly, the Norwoods took it from there. And this is just a beautiful place. I can't think of a better way to remember such a special lady who, yes, enjoyed the outdoors, enjoyed teaching, enjoyed turtles. You probably have seen a few turtles around, and her daughters may explain a little bit about that later. But this will be a long-lasting way to remember Patsy and remember her service to Pinewood, and just a wonderful way for kids. And it's great to hear one that's already excited about learning out here. So with that, I will turn it over back to Principal Reese.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gaston, for sharing and being with us this afternoon. And now I'm going to introduce Miss Jane Rowe and Miss Nancy Roy, who are going to share with us about their mother, Mrs. Patsy Norwood.
So, as Mark said, he's the one who connected us back with Pinewood. Both my sister and I went to school here, so we both went to elementary school. So it's very familiar. It's kind of deja vu to be back here, but we just decided the outdoor classroom was just the most. And when we came back here, Miss West walked us around several places, but when we saw this location, we were like, no, this one's it. This is perfect. And my mom would be so proud because she did love the outdoors. She loved teaching, and she loved her church. And she would have loved to have a space like this. This is, I think, an amazing tribute to her, and I'm so proud that we've done this. And I feel like it's a lasting legacy for her. So thank you. Okay, we're trying to not repeat ourselves too much. So really, on behalf of my dad, my sister, and I, we really want to thank y'all really for giving us, well, number one, for hosting this event today, because what a tribute. We just wanted to do it. We didn't need all the bells and whistles for it. But it's nice, and it's fun. We want to thank you for letting us do this at this school. I think we're from public school. Our kids have been in public school. If you volunteer as a parent, you understand sometimes schools, there's a lot of needs. And so definitely I was exposed to that. So I think it's a way to showcase how a private group of people can really do something for a public school. So hopefully maybe this can spur somebody else on. But yes, we're very excited and glad we got to be a part of it. I think most importantly, we want to thank the teachers that are here today, the staff, kind of in advance, because you're the ones that are going to bring the life, the learnings to this outdoor classroom, and that's what my mom would be most excited about. I know we're going to do something for all the staff. in a couple weeks, so we might say something then too. But I hope you're excited about it. It gives you more drive to want to teach and bring it a different way for the kids. And I already love the little boy who's totally excited. I'm with you. I wish I could have learned outside a lot too. As Mark said, there are some turtles around here. If you look in the rocks, you're going to see them. They're trying to blend in, and there's definitely one that we put so it would kind of be here for permanently. But my mom, she loved turtles. Like, she came upon it through her, I think, the Shell Museum.
Well, in continuing education
Right.
for her teacher accreditation.
Accreditations. So she did programs with the Shell Museum where she went to the beach. Like, a lot of them were in the summers. And this is when the loggerheads were not, like, I guess the nests were they weren't coming, I guess, producing. They would walk the beaches to mark the nest. And then she would go to the, there's turtle rehab and
Like
the
Pritchard
coast.
Island,
Yeah.
I think.
So she really got into turtles, and then some people would call her the turtle lady because she gathered so much information. She would go and do presentations, programs to anybody. She did them for our kids' classes when they were in elementary school. So she was dubbed kind of the turtle lady. But we thought it would be fun, and there's a couple that were actually hers, and then we added one ourselves. And I think it just hopefully turtles can kind of have their own journey. So hopefully these will be a little bit reminder for us to enjoy the journey. Take your patience. Endurance, right? Turtles are slow, but they also protect us. So hopefully they will protect this outdoor classroom and the students and all the teachers for many years to come. So thank y'all.
At this time, to express our appreciation to the Norwood family, please welcome one of our teachers, Miss Rebecca O'Brien.
Thank you. And I am not going to lie, I thought I would be earlier on the program. Y'all have stolen my thunder on so many things I was going to say. But that's okay. That's a good moment. I want everybody to think back to when you were in elementary school. What do you picture? What do you remember? It is probably not the third grade grammar lesson that your teacher taught you. It's probably not the wonderful dividing 3 digits by 2-digit math lesson that your 5th grade teacher taught you, although those were wonderful lessons. It is probably field trips. It is probably performances. It is probably hands-on lessons, labs, field day, those kind of things. Those things happen in an outdoor space that allows you to get messy. Oftentimes, our lessons are confined to that metaphorical and literal concrete box that is the 4 walls of that classroom. Your family has given us the opportunity to take that learning outside, to give these kids the space to move, to give these kids the space to be messy. Things flying in my hair today. Speaking of nature, to give kids the opportunity to grow in a whole different way, and oftentimes to meet learners that we don't meet sitting in the walls of those classrooms, to meet those learners out here. Some of you might notice my hands are painted today, and as Dr. Booker mentioned, we are honored to be an A+ school of North Carolina where we integrate the arts. And what that means is we integrate the arts into our regular ed classes, our math, our science, our reading. And when we think of the arts, I think oftentimes we think of music and drama and visual arts, painting. Today we did a lesson on figurative language where we painted symbols from books that we've read. I think about how much easier it would have been to clean up had we been out here, to have that fresh air, to help the paint dry if anything, but it would have been great to have been out here to do that lesson. And it's learning that the arts aren't just about drama. The arts aren't just about the visual arts or the music. It also includes a whole nature side of learning. It also includes problem solving and logical thinking. Those are all parts of the integrated arts. Once again, I just want to thank the Norwood family. We are so excited. I am honored to represent the teachers here. We are honored to get to learn out here and to grow out here literally. And so thank you again.
Thank you, Miss O'Brien. Miss O'Brien, I'm going to ask you to come back up and help me present. We have a little presentation to make for the Norwood family. If Mr. Norwood, Miss Rowe, and Miss Roy, and Mr. Justin, if you guys would like to come up for just a moment so that we can give you this small token of our appreciation. So this is actually a piece of art that's hung in the offices here at Pinewood. And so we just put a little, not a quote, but just a thank you. It just says, with love and appreciation of Mrs. Patsy Norwood and all the beautiful souls she touched at Pinewood. So we just wanted to present this little piece of artwork to you guys as a small token, as a thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. Now is the moment that we have all been anticipating for a few months. It is time to have our ribbon cutting and declare our outdoor classroom officially open. So I would like to ask Mr. Norwood, Miss Roy, Miss Rowe, and Miss Roy, if you guys will come back up with us. And then I would also like to ask Mr. Justin, Dr. Booker, and Miss O'Brien, Miss West, and our student ambassadors, if you guys will come on up. And we're going to get set for our ribbon cutting.
I don't know.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Good job, you guys. It is a pleasure to finally be able to say this. The Pinewood Elementary outdoor classroom is officially open. We want to thank all of you for being with us this afternoon. We invite you to enjoy some refreshments that we have ready to serve. And please know that we definitely appreciate everything that's been done for Pinewood Elementary School to give us this wonderful outdoor classroom space. I cannot wait to make the announcement tomorrow that our outdoor classroom is officially open and ready for us to use. Thank you again, and we hope you have a great afternoon.